Okay, the recording of this class is on now, and I want to say welcome to this session, and we're going to look into project approach. You can call it approach or methodologies. So we've just selected 3 approaches, most common approaches we're going to. So please put yourself on mute, like Phil Oni. Put yourself on mute, please. So we don't want the noise from your background. Okay. The 3 approaches or methodologies we are going to discuss tonight. We are going to talk about agile methodology, and we are going to talk about waterfall, and we are going to talk about Prince 2. These are the 3 major project methodologies in the market, very prominent. They are very prominent in the market. So the most prominent in the market today is agile methodology. It's very prominent because most companies this is the trend. That is why it's most prominent, because it's the trend. It has been going up. A lot of companies have not really gone into agile approach, but almost all the companies are on their direction towards agile approach. Then other companies, almost every company, call it traditional approach, almost every company are operating in waterfall. That is what we call traditional approach. That is what we'll be using for years. We've talked about project management, we'll talk about waterfall. That's what almost all the companies are using. But there is a mass movement towards agile approach. Then we'll have another one that is very prominent, more especially in the UK, and it's called Prince 2. As a matter of fact, this Prince 2 project management is developed by UK governments. So Prince 2 is very good because Prince 2 is like a blend, a good blend of agile and waterfall. And they are more interested in return on investment, viability of your project. You make sure that your project is always viable at every time. That is why it's very prominent as well. So these are the 3 projects approach we are going to look into. So as I will start sharing my screen, we are going to start from the most important. That is the most prioritized. For me, the most prioritized is agile approach. So that's where we're going to start. We're starting there because if in this class, all of a sudden, NEPA take light, we can see we've covered the most prioritized one. So, but NEPA is not going to take light. All right. Just like I said, we have agile, we have waterfall, and we have Prince 2. We are starting from agile methodologies. So this is how this diagram is how the agile works. Agile starts from product backlog. A collection of product backlog. From product backlog, you move some product backlog into sprint planning, and it's called sprint backlog. From this planning, it becomes sprint backlog. And from sprint backlog, the developers will work on that. That is the Scrum team. While working on this, within a period of time, they will have a meeting called daily Scrum. And from there, they will complete the sprint, and they will, this is the increment. You must bring something to table at the end of every sprint, and then you go to the stakeholders and you demo what you've done to the stakeholders. And from here, you the team have a meeting called retrospective. Retrospective is just like a lesson learned meeting, and after that you go back to start another. So it's a continuous process, continue to cycle and cycle and cycle all over again and again and again. So this is just to explain this image, and the image is adapted from the scrum.org official website for if you want to write your Scrum certification, and they have Scrum guide. So we'll talk about that later. So agile project management methodologies are iterative approach to project management that prioritize flexibility, collaboration, responsiveness to change. These methodologies promote incremental delivery of project deliverable, frequent stakeholder feedback, and adaptive planning to accommodate evolving requirements and priorities throughout the project lifecycle. So what he's telling us here is the project management approach that focuses on flexibility. Flexibility means that even in the middle of the project, the team can still accommodate changes. It's very flexible. Unlike waterfall that requires a lot of documentation. You see, in our projects, because of a change in the requirement, change of name, like in food track, we have to do a lot of documentation. We have to start getting change requests and the approval before anything can be done. But in agile environments, we don't need all this so much protocol. So it favors flexibility within the project processes. And again, collaboration, it involves a lot of collaboration within the stakeholders, the team. We promote information, kind of communication where the product owner needs to communicate, capture information from the stakeholders and give the stakeholders feedback on regular basis. And is equally responsiveness to change. So any changing environment will always accommodate change. Change in trend, change in the market. We respect change a lot. So if we are working on a project and there is a change, we can easily accommodate that change. If we are working on a project and we find out that the project we are working on is no longer viable or is becoming obsolete in the market, we can quickly respond to change within what is going on in the market. If it's no longer trendy, we can easily stop the project. Even if we are about to deliver the project, we can cancel the project. So Agile is highly flexible. And that's why so many companies are adapting it, because in today's market, customers' appetite is very, very dynamic. Customers can change their appetite at any point in time. And we are living in an era where technology is everything. And we know that technology changes fast. You can be using this technology today, and the next moment, another technology. The next moment, another technology. So, and that is what the market is today. So, companies are looking for projects, methodologies, or framework that can adapt into the market volatility. And Agile approach is the perfect methodology for that. So you can see why companies are into Agile. So Agile, let me tell you one story that equally makes Agile to become so prominent today. What made Apple Corporation what they are today is Agile project management, Agile approach. How? Before the Apple started trending, or Apple become the giant in the phone industry, it used to be Nokia. Nokia used to be the giant, but Nokia was using waterfall approach. Waterfall approach is that Nokia will build their phone without the consultation of the customers. They will build what they think that the customer will like. What they would think is different from what customer wants. So what they are building is based on assumption. I think this is good for the market. It's different that this is what the market demands. So they have been doing that because there is no competition. And whatever they give the market accepts. Till Apple entered the market, Apple used a different approach. Apple will build their first iPhone, and they'll call it iPhone 1. And after the iPhone 1, they will go to the market to capture feedback, capture review from the users, customers. They even pay customers. They give incentive for customers to give review, honest review about their product. So during the review, customers will talk about the product, what they like, what they don't like, what they think it should have been better. And in their next version, all those reviews captured from the customers will see all those features in the next version of iPhone, and they'll call it iPhone 2. iPhone 3, iPhone 4, iPhone 5, and everybody became so happy with them because you have a company that have got a listening ear. You tell them to do something for you, and they will do it. If that's what everybody want people to listen to them. And Apple are listening to the customers. That is how they take over. And before the Nokia knows what's going on, the market has shifted. And Nokia struggled. Before you know it, Nokia then started adapting to agile approach as well. By the time it's already too late, Apple has taken over, and you can see up to today, Apple become a giant in the market. And then other software developing companies saw what is going on, like Samsung. Everybody started following. Facebook, all of them, when they joined the market, everybody started adopting agile. You see Amazon, everybody started adopting agile. You see that review becomes the order of the day. They start begging customers to give review. In every product in the market, as long as this digital technology business or application, you see there is provision for review, provision for feedback. All these reviews, that is what we call agile in action. That is what we call feedback. That is it here. That is frequent feedback. We want to know what customer says. What is customer? What are they saying about us? Frequent stakeholder feedback. Who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are not only the owner of the business, like the project sponsor. They are not the only stakeholders. Customers buying the product, they are stakeholders as well, big stakeholders. So, frequent stakeholder feedback. You want to know what the stakeholder, what are they going to do? What are they saying? What do they want? And based on what they want, adaptive planning. Adaptive planning to accommodate evolving requirements and priority. So evolving requirements, that is changes. Stakeholders, they say they want this. After this feedback, you see, project deliverables, incremental deliverables. Once you deliver that little feature, you want to know what the customer will say. And based on what they will say, we determine what we do again. So it's like the customers are dictating the pace. And if you want to do otherwise, so once customers, you see, evolving, you keep on, that is agile in nature. Agile in nature. So, and that is how all these other companies, you see Facebook, all the time, Facebook, they always giving us updates. If you are following the owner of Facebook, as a matter of fact, he's the CEO, but he is the product owner. So he's always coming to tell us about the latest updates. And once that latest update, you see people will start commenting. People will keep on commenting, commenting, and commenting. All these comments you see, they make use of all these comments. At the end of the day, they will use a data analytics to analyze all these comments. Pick the keywords, the most prominent, the most common keywords within all the comments. They will see it, and then with that, they will understand what the customers are yearning for. And if it's within their power, they will do that. And that is agile in nature. That is how it works. It works everywhere. So let's look at key principles of agile methodology. We have iterative approach. Iterative approach means dividing project work into smaller and manageable portion. If you have your work, you break them down into manageable portion so that you can always deliver what you can do. Do not bite more than you can chew. Break your work down. The main important thing is that you are bringing value to table, constant values. That is what Agile is preaching, constant values. By the time you break the work down, you make sure that whatever you say you can do it. Don't promise to do what you cannot do. Within the 2 weeks you are going to work, break the work, select the work you can do within the 2 weeks, and make sure that by the 2 weeks, end of the 2 weeks, you are not going to tell us stories. Even if it's a piece of item, you say you and your team can deliver within 2 weeks. Within the 2 weeks, we don't want stories, deliver. That is iterative approach. I'll give you an example. You see this, we are working on this particular document. You call it Google Doc. This Google Doc is a product. So if we want to build a solution like this, you click on here. These are different features of this. Only file can be called Epic. And within the Epic, you have so many features. Break your work down into features. These are features. Not only that, some features, you break them down into user stories. These are user stories. Consumable portion. You see, they are small, so we break them down into what developers can consume at a go. So this is it. You see under download, you see a lot of, these are small features. All these small features, this is what we call user stories. So we'll talk more about this in business analysis. These are user stories.
What's the problem now? What's the problem? Off it now.
Mr. Shehu, I think you intentionally did this. I don't know if you're trying to, I don't know, but you've, when we're in a situation like this, you just don't need to distract the class. So that is what we call iterative, breaking work in these are smaller stages. I'm just trying to use this to illustrate so that you understand what we mean by breaking your work down into smaller portion you can manage, you can. So it helps the team to keep delivering because the work is already broken down into manageable stages. So, and once you break them down, you consume them within a period of time. So you deliver this small portion you agree that you can deliver within a period of time called sprint. Sprint is a period of time in agile project management. That is what we call sprint. So we are going to be hearing about sprint a lot because it's a period of time that things happen. This is actually when things are happening. This period of time is according to Sprint Agile Guide or Scrum Guide. This period of time can be between 1 week to 4 weeks. It means that within 1 week or 4 to 4 weeks, the team will choose how long they are going to work. It's either the team are choosing, we are going to work for 1 week, that is our sprint, or we are going to work for 2 weeks, that is our sprint, or we are going to work for 3 or 4 weeks. You can't work beyond 4 weeks, or it cannot be the minimum of 1 week. So we call it time boxed. Time box is a period of time, a minimum and a maximum. The minimum of 1 week and maximum of 4 weeks. Within this period of time, you must bring something to table. You see the way this approach has cornered the team, making sure that the team is in a corner. And they will always bring something tangible, value to the organization within this period of time. If you guys choose to work within 2 weeks, it means that every 2 weeks, you must bring something to table. Every 2, and it's a continuous process. You see, one funny thing about sprint is that there is no gap. If a sprint is ending by Friday, another sprint is starting by Monday, meaning that the team do not have any time to rest. And that is how a group of people called project team, that is how they will continue to bring something to the table, to the organization on a regular basis. If you like, go and play. At the end of the sprint, the stakeholders are coming to see what you've done because you need to invite them to demo what we've done. Demo is not when you come to write, present a slide, what you've, no. Demo is not when you come to give speech. Sprint demo is when you come to demonstrate what you've done. For instance, if the team say that we are going to build this file in this particular product. This is the product we are working on, and we are going to build a file on this product. By the end of the 2 weeks, if we are working on 2-week sprint, the stakeholders will come. Who are the stakeholders? Business leaders, can be CEOs, directors. Everybody calls stakeholders. They will come and see what you guys have done. And once they come, you are not going to come and start presenting slides to them, to tell them stories. They don't want this. They want to see how this thing, you say you build this file, you bring out somebody to use file. Somebody that will click on this file and they click on a new sheet will appear, and somebody will use this new sheet to write a note, and somebody will make a copy, and somebody will share, and somebody will make an email, and somebody will download. So you demo all these things you agree to do for the stakeholders, and they will see it working in these their products, and that's what they want to see. And they can see that this is value for money. You guys are bringing value for their investment. So agile is wonderful. So that is sprints and iteration. So typically ranging from 1 to 4 weeks, each iteration results in a potential shippable product increment, meaning that shippable product increment, that you must bring something to table. Increment is value. You are bringing something valuable, adding something on top of what is existing, allowing stakeholders to provide feedback early on and then often. So meaning that you are going to invite stakeholders at the end of the sprint. It's wonderful. That's why everybody are gunning for it. Because once you know how to operate it, you see that value will start running like pipe, like, water, the way the water is running from pipe, continuously non-stopping. That is the way it's going to be bringing value to your organization. Then another principle is collaborative teamwork. Collaborative teamwork. The methodology emphasizes on collaboration and communication among cross-functional teams. What do you mean by cross-functional team? We have a team of professionals working in one product. Team of professionals. That is Scrum Master. Scrum Master is what we call, in agile environment, is called Scrum Master. In waterfall environment, is called project manager. What does that mean? In agile environment, there is no word project manager. We'll talk about it. You see, Scrum Master. So we have this cross-functional team, business analysts, we have developers, we have like web designers, programmers, testers. These are cross-functional team, different professionals working as one team, including Scrum Master, developer, designers, and stakeholders. These are cross-functional team. Team work closely together throughout the project life cycle, sharing knowledge, insights, and responsibilities to deliver high-quality outcome. So, what is it talking about? Teamwork. Whether you like it or not, you must work as a team member. It doesn't matter if you are not if you're anti-social, you have to pretend to be social. You have to, if you don't want to work, we don't have room for a lone ranger in agile environment. So if you do not know how to work in a team, then you have no business thinking of becoming a Scrum Master or a product owner, because it's all about teamwork. You must know how to work in a team. So the next is customer collaboration. You can see these are, here is key principles. If you say that you are operating in agile environment, these are something you must adhere to. If you are not adhering to all these, you are cheating yourself, you are deceiving yourself, you are not working in any agile environment. Some people, have seen so many people criticizing agile is this and that, but I've reviewed so many of their work. They are not actually working in agile environments, and that is why they are not getting the benefit of Agile. Customer collaboration. Agile methodology prioritizes customer satisfaction by involving stakeholders and the users through customers in the project development process. How do they do that? How do they involve them? Regular stakeholder feedback and user involvement help ensure that project delivers values and meets customers' need effectively. Customers' need. They didn't say CEOs need. They didn't say directors need. They say customers need effectively. So that is what they are talking about. So we involve customers in what we do. Okay, coming here, adaptive planning. Agile methodology embrace change and uncertainties, recognizing that project requirements and priorities may evolve over time. Agile team adapt and adjust their plan, processes, and deliverables based on feedback and changing circumstances, maximizing project flexibility and responsiveness. So we keep on readjusting and readjusting and readjusting to make sure we capture customers' feedback. Okay. On this customer collaboration and this feedback, I want to relate this to our own environment here in Digital Technology Business School. When we are starting this course, even before we start, we sampled opinion about, we give time slots when we are going to do this, and a lot of people, was a tough argument which wanted to make sure that we satisfy at least majority, because there is no way you can satisfy everybody. But we're talking about majority. And we voted, people voted, 8 people voted this, and we choose the time we use. And even when there is change in time, we quickly come back to communicate there is change in time, global time change. And because of that, we are shifting this to this in order to accommodate everybody, because this is a global time and this is a global platform. So we've been communicating. The communication has been there, collaborating with the customers, receiving their feedback, but it's, no matter how you do it, it's going to be difficult to satisfy all the customers. But what we're looking at, how many of the customers are happy? That is it. Even if you go to Facebook, where a lot of people will be praising Mark, and some customers will still be using some abusive words. You know, you this and that and that. So some customers will not still be happy. But what we're looking at is, have we tried to satisfy customers? Have we tried to carry them along? Have we tried to, we do what you can do. You can't do everything. So that is what we call adaptiveness, responsive, that is agile, being agile in nature. Okay. Agile have what we call framework. For all these principles to happen, it needs to happen within a framework. And the framework is what we call Scrum. So, Scrum framework. What is Scrum? Scrum is a framework in Agile for managing projects in complex environments. Okay. Scrum is widely used Agile framework that emphasizes iterative development, self-organizing, cross-functional team, and time-box sprints or iteration. Scrum defines specific roles, events, artifacts such as product owner, Scrum master, sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and retrospective to facilitate project management and collaboration. So this is what the Scrum defined. This is how the Scrum stated that if you need to work in agile environment, this is how it's going to be. If you cannot adhere to this Scrum framework, which is the framework in agile, then you are not operating in agile environment. And originally, when this framework is developed, it is developed to manage a project in complex environments. What do we mean by project in complex environment? You dabble into a project, you do not know how it is going to end. Is that not complex? That is extremely complex. It doesn't happen that way in waterfall. In waterfall environment, if you are starting a project, you know how that project is going to end. You know the end result of the product you are building. For instance, if you are building a house, before you start building a house, you already know how many doors, the kind of roof, the kind of window is going to have before even you start. That is how waterfall works. But if you are building a social media like Twitter, you might not know how it's going to end. When they started Facebook, Facebook was designed to use for sharing pictures with family and friends and things like that. Today, all of us know that pictures for family and friends is no longer the case. It's now pictures, videos for businesses. So Facebook is now a complete business solution. It's no longer social solution. Before it used to be social. As a matter of fact, the name should change. It's no longer social media platform. It's no longer social. Because the business going on, if you compare the sociability and the business going on there, the core goal now is business. That is it. Everybody is bringing their business to market. Everybody is a business center. It's no longer social media. So that is complex environment. They didn't know. It keep evolving. And as we are talking, we do not know how it's going to end. It's still a project, a continuous project, because they are still adding more features. So it's still a project. The project, Facebook as a project is still ongoing. We don't know how it's going to end. And that is what we call complex environment. And the only way we can do that is applying Agile, where we go ask customers, what do you want? They say what they want. We go and build it, and they go again. So many of the features we are seeing today in Facebook, it never existed anywhere in the world. Most of them is based on trial and errors. The customers will say, we want something that will look like this. And they will say, okay. The developers will go back, they will start trying every means. They mix their code, they add something to their code, they tweak the code. Before you know it, they start getting it, and eventually they get it. So that is all these features we are using is never anywhere. So it's based on trial and error. And that is what is Agile is preaching, thinking out of box, being creative. That is Agile for you. Okay, let's talk about roles. All these roles, these are roles the framework in Agile mandated. The Scrum defined all these rules. They mandate that these rules must exist. If you said you are operating in Agile, then create all these rules. They must exist in Agile before you can say, yeah, that is what the Scrum guy said. So let's look at the various rules we have here. Okay, this is Scrum team. Here we see this is the business owner. Business owner, that is it can be the CEO. It can be a director. Then that is a stakeholder, number one stakeholder. Then we have another stakeholder here, end user. This is a customer like me and you. This is another stakeholder, domain expert. Another stakeholder. Somebody who have extensive knowledge about the product. Good. Then we have Scrum team. This is the team. Within the Scrum team, we'll have a big man called product owner. Then we'll have another big man called Scrum master. And we'll have the boys. These are the boys doing the work. The boys here will have the developer, we'll have the quality assurance, we'll have another developer, we'll have the business analyst, we'll have a solution architect, we'll have another developer. These are the development team doing the work. You can see that a business analyst is a developer. Okay. How does it work? This product owner, he owns this product. Owner means that he decides what happened in this product. He might not be the owner of the company or the product, but product owner that he decides what should be built based on his interaction or his meeting or collaboration or the requirement captured from the business owner, from the customer and the subject matter. So he captures requirements. That is what we call product backlog. He captures product backlog from these three people. He works on the product backlog and refine the product backlog. That is requirement. And then he brings the product backlog to the team and say, hey, team, this is what these big men want us to do. They want us to build a solution called Google Doc. And in this Google Doc, this is it. You see here, we have, sorry guys. I'll go back to where we are in a moment. Okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. So what we are saying before we had a glitch is that the product owner captures the requirements and then bring the requirements to the team to work on the requirement. And while the team are working on the requirement, we have Scrum Master, who is the project manager here. Is the kind of project manager we have here is not a regular project manager that is a boss. We have a project manager that is a servant leader, helping the team to solve their problems, making sure that the team are working in a very good environment, harmonious environment, a environment that is not toxic, so that they can give in their best to the project or the product they are working on. So that is the team. So let's look at, this is the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master here. Scrum Master foster communication, within the team, make sure there is good communication going on. Protecting the team. You make sure he protects the team from the outside environment. Nobody, in this team, you see here, no stakeholder comes directly to the team. If you want to come to the team, you come to the product owner, or you can equally come to the Scrum Master. You cannot come here because you are the CEO and start directing the team here. This is the developer. I'll call them development team. But after the updates in the Scrum guide, they remove it from development team. Is called developers. So no stakeholders come directly here to give instruction to these people. The instruction must come, there is channel of communication. It must come through this hierarchy, product owner, down to Scrum Master, and then to the team. So that is the channel of communication. So protecting the team from distraction. And Scrum Master makes sure there is tool maintenance, making sure that the tool the team are working on is working perfectly. For instance, if you are using Jira, Jira is one of the most popular tool we use in agile environment. We have another alternative to Jira called Microsoft Azure, you know, so we can equally use that as well. The Scrum Master makes sure there is reporting, you know, understanding the project metrics, such as creating burn down charts, velocity, etc. Burn down charts will tell us the progress, the work progress, where the team are at every point in time and how far have they gone with the work they are doing. And we'll have velocity. Velocity is the capacity of the team. What is their capacity at every point in time? How much work can they consume? You try to understand the velocity so that you know how much the team can consume, so that they cannot bite what more than they can chew. Once they are working within their capacity, it will help them to keep delivering value. So the stakeholder, the Scrum Master help in facilitating meetings. We have various meetings, stand-up meeting, retro meeting, sprint planning, and so many of them, so many other meetings. We have agile coaching. So many of the team members here, like business analysts or the developers, so many of them might not have worked in agile environments before. So if we have some team members that are struggling, it's the duty of the please put yourself on mute, please. So it's the duty of the Scrum Master to coach them. Make sure that they understand agile environment very well. Then we have team support. Scrum Master, make sure that you support team. You know, you support your team in any way. If there is agreement, you have to resolve make sure that the agreement is resolved. So any kind of support the team wants, you support the team. You equally remove bottleneck or blockers. What do you mean by that? Anything that can affect the team's performance, challenges is what we call blockers. You resolve their blockers. That is risk. You mitigate any kind of risk that is coming to the team. So this is their work as a Scrum Master. Then we have product owner. Product owner, you manage the Scrum backlog. Scrum backlog are a bunch of requirements, a list of requirements. These requirements, you capture them from the stakeholders, you refine them, prioritize them, keep them in a document from where the team will continue to work on. So, and then you decide when the features, all the features build, when they are going to be released. So if you go to so many products, for instance, you find out that there are so many features they have not released. They are waiting for the appropriate time to release the feature. That's why maybe you can see a product now. The product can be running on version 4. But in the actual sense, the version 7 is already in existence, but it's in dev environment. They don't want to release it yet. They might have a roadmap that version 7 is going to be released in 2027. They can have version 6. They say version 6 is going to be released in 2026. They might have version 4 that they have been using all this while we are in 2024. And now you can see maybe the product in this 2005, you hear there's a new release. And they will start asking you to update the existing one you are using. You start rejoicing, oh, there's a new release in this new release, so many features. It's very, very beautiful. They've programmed it that in their roadmap, that version 5 is going to be released in 2025. As we are celebrating, you don't know that the version 7 is already there, but it's not going to be. So the point here is that the product manager decides the release management, and he works with manages the stakeholders, manages them to capture requirement from them and continue to refine the requirement. This requirement is what we capture from these people, and it becomes product backlog. That is his job. He decides what goes in and what goes out of the product backlog. And then we'll have developers. Developers are self-organizing people, a group of people, cross-functional team. You know, have designers, we'll have UX, we'll have testing, delivery. These are a group of people working together to build the product by iterating. Iterative is the small and breaking it into measurable and making sure that they are developing some, they are bringing something to table. So that is how it works. And here is the Scrum process. So the whole process here, everything starts from here. This is the end users, customers, team, and other stakeholders. This is the people, and this young man here goes to the stakeholders to capture requirement. And after capturing requirements, he comes down here and prioritize the requirement into what we call backlog. From this list of items called product backlog item, it can be called PBI. If you join an organization, you might not hear product backlog, or you might not hear user stories. All you'll be hearing is PBI, PBI. You say, well, Mr. Charles didn't tell us anything about PBI. PBI is product backlog items, like product backlog items. You see, in this product backlog, we have 12 items, which is 1, 2, 3 to 12. So we have one item is a user story. We can have other items that are not user story that are called tags. We can equally have a bug here that need to be fixed. All of them are product backlog. And that's why we call it product backlog item. Because if we say user stories, what of the bugs here captured that need to be addressed? What are the other tasks that need to be done? Everything is not user stories. User stories is the item that is needed to create additional feature. So once this is prioritized, this is the team developers. They will select item from here, sit in a meeting, decide how they are going to work on it, refine it, and then it becomes sprint backlog. You see the name have changed from product backlog to sprint backlog because it's now in a sprint environment. Within this sprint, depends on how much the team agree to work. Within 1 to 4 weeks, they will decide which one will work for them. Within this period of time, they are going to convert this sprint backlog into a feature which need to be added to the product. And that's it. And once that is done, we'll have what we call a daily scrum. Every day they are going to be meeting while they are trying to convert this piece of work into a value. So this daily scrum is a 15 minutes meeting every day where everybody needs to come. Is called a daily stand-up, and that is risk management meeting. Is one of the best risk management meeting. Why do I say so? It's because on daily basis, people keep talking about what is bothering them, their challenges. And you find out that if people continue to talk, you capture the risk at the early stage and make sure that is, and once the risk is captured, the Scrum Master will not sleep until that risk is resolved. So that is one very good thing about this as well. And after the implementation, you invite stakeholders for review. We call it sprint demo. Demo means you come, they will demonstrate what you've done to them in real time so that they will see. And after then, it becomes a value, an increment, waiting directive from the product owner when it's going to be published to from developer environment to production environment. Production environment is when everybody starts using the product. And then before the team start another set of sprints, they need to have retrospective. Retrospective is another risk management section where the team comes together to look at all the challenges they had during the sprint. As a matter of fact, is lesson learned meeting. You talk about it, but in here you call it retrospective. But if you are working in a waterfall environment, it's going to be called lesson learned meeting. We talk about it, everybody talk about their challenges, and we learn a lesson, take our correction, and then we go back to start another work. So that is it. And we have various events that happen here. This is the events. We have sprint planning. We have, we already talked about sprint planning. We have a daily scrum, that is daily stand-up. Then we'll have a sprint review. And then we'll have a sprint retrospective. These are various meetings that happen within this scrum. All these things are called events, you know. So we'll capture all this, and by the time we attend to all these events, we've completed a sprint. By planning the sprint, daily stand-up, we'll talk about it, 15 minutes meeting. And this sprint event is equally time-boxed meeting. It cannot be more than, I think, 4 hours meeting where the team plan and on what they are going to execute. And this one is 15 minutes. And this meeting, sprint review, is 2 hours meeting. And this is another 2 hours meeting. It cannot, everything here is time-boxed. So that is how it works. And to end it all, we have what we call daily, what we call Scrum cheat sheet. In this cheat sheet, we compressed everything about Scrum Agile, everything about Agile in one sheet, starting from the values: 4 agile value, 12 agile principles, 4 agile rules, and 5 Scrum events. All these, if you master all this, that is all about agile project management. That is it. There is nothing else outside this. And my advice is that you are going to download a copy of what we called Agile Scrum Guide. There's what we call Scrum Guide. If you get that Scrum Guide, I want everybody to download a copy of that Scrum Guide, and I give you 1 day to finish it up, because it took me 1 day when I was planning to become a Scrum Master. 1 day I finished it up. So for you to validate everything we are saying, you need to read it. It's not about coming back to watch this video to listen to me. You have to go read this. And this is called, go to scrum.org. Don't go to scrum.com. Go to scrum.org. Scrum.org. This is it. That is their name. Scrum.org. Don't go to scrum.com. I'm saying it again. So here you see training, all the training, and you see certifications. If you want to become a certified Scrum Master, or these are various certifications here. Here you have professional Scrum developer. As a developer, you have this thing. And then here you have Scrum Master, professional Scrum Master. You have the first level is Scrum Master 1, you have Scrum Master 2, and you have Scrum Master 3. Once you have Scrum Master 3, then you are going to be called Agile Coach. Then we have Professional Agile Leadership. We have Professional Scrum Product Owner. We have Professional Agile Leadership. We have Professional Scrum Product Backlog Management. We have Professional Scrum with Experience. We have Professional Scrum with Kanban. We have Professional Scale Professional Scrum. You see all these, they are very, very important, but you can work without even being a Scrum Master satisfied. You can become, if you know it very well, you can apply for a Scrum Master job. And if you pass the interview, I've seen so many Scrum Masters that don't really have the certification. But if you want to stand out, you have to have a certification to become a certified Scrum Master. And for some of us, if you want, like so many of you have been asking me question, I don't have, so many of us are not graduates. And they want to build a career in project management as quickly as possible. They want to make sure that there is something to back whatever they are. And so many of them, if you want to do that, the easiest way to do that is go and become a Scrum Master. You become a Scrum Master, that is Agile Project Manager. And you don't need to work 5 years. As a matter of fact, you can read everything about it, write the exam the same day, get your certification if you are very intelligent. So this is Scrum Master here. So if you see here, Professional Scrum Master certification 1 and 2 and 3. Become a professional, you know. So let's click on this one to see Okay, if you want to become a Scrum Master, you see it here. The cost is $200. You know, if you fail it, you can attempt again, but you need to pay another money. That is the cost here. So it's an investment, you know. So, and this is the detail, certification detail. Here it says $200 per attempt, and you must score it 5% to pass. And you have to do that in 60 minutes. That is in 1 hour. It's online based, so it doesn't matter wherever you live. If you are living in Lagos, if you are living in Port Harcourt, America, Canada, South Africa, wherever you live, you can write the exam from the comfort of your bedroom. So, and you must, this is a number of 80 questions. You need to answer these 80 questions, and the format is multiple choice answer, true or false. That's what you are going to be answering. And you have it in English. So even if you don't speak English, you have it in Chinese as well. So, and these are, we have, if you don't want to go for exam, you don't have money to go and pay and prepare for exam, we have Open Scrum. This Open Scrum will help you to write the test. You will continue to populate question and answer. And the question and answer are this kind of question and answer you are going to answer during this live exam. It doesn't change, it's the same thing. So the idea is that this is the Open Scrum. I'll open the Open Scrum now. So if you come down to the Open Scrum here, if you want to start the assessment from the Open Scrum, this is where you start the assessment. It's 25 questions. That is what is going to bring it out for you. So the best way to do it is do this assessment 4 times. If you do this assessment 4 times and score 100, that is 25, 25, 25, that is 100. You have done 100 questions. If you score it, if you do it 4 times, even if you don't register the exam, like now as we are talking now, you can even go now and start doing the assessment. So if you do it 4 times and be able to score 100%, then go and write your exam, because there is chances that you are going to pass the exam. So that is how it's worked. That is the easiest way to go grab it. So, and that is all I can say. Then let's say resources. I'm trying to see where the Scrum guide. Scrum guide should be somewhere. Okay. In resources, when you go to resources, this is guide. I think that's the Scrum guide. Yeah. Scrum. This is the Scrum guide. That is what I'm talking about here. And yeah, that is the Scrum guide. Scrum guide here. If you need to come here and download it, so you can read it online. You can download the PDF, whichever way. That's it. And these are the people that the inventors of this Scrum guide. You know, so if you want, you come here and download this Scrum guide, and you can see it here. This is the Scrum guide. is 14 sheets here, 14 pages, and Scrum guide, and we save it here. So I've downloaded it. I will go to here, this thing here was the and upload it. You see it, I've uploaded it. If you go to the WhatsApp, you go to our WhatsApp group, a copy of the Scrum guide is there. But don't just rely on sharing information to you easily. You must be here. Come here and explore. Do some exploration here. It's very, very important if you are planning to become a project manager. You cannot tell me you don't want to become a Scrum Master, you want to become, so you must be interested. That is it. So that is the much I can say about this. So back to our back to our notes, so we can finish up. But it's important we went to this scrum.org to sort it out from there, because that is very important for so many of you are asking questions. How do I consolidate? How do I consolidate? I'm not a graduate. You don't need to be a graduate to be a project manager. So that is the question, that is the answer. You don't, and quote me anyway, I said it. If you are smart, all you need is to become a school cert holder, and you can become a good project manager. Even do it better than a PhD holder. So when we come to by the time you have this lesson notes, you should be able to read this very well. But let me just see, because I'm looking at time, because I need to cover both waterfall and Prince 2 today. So in the agile value, for agile value we have here, what is the agile value saying? We've already talked about values. Individuals and interaction is more important over processes and tools. What is it saying? You need to collaborate with individuals. Collaboration is more important than we are using tools. We are using project labor. That is where the soft skills come in. We'll talk about soft skill. Agile believes so much in soft skill. Yeah, tools are good, but they are saying that individuals and their interactions are more important than processes and tools. So another value here is working software over comprehensive documentation. What are they saying? The software must be working. And you see, they are criticizing waterfall. Waterfall will do a thorough documentation. At the end of the thorough documentation, you find out that the software is not working. They couldn't even finish the project. In Agile, in waterfall, there's a lot of abandoned projects. And waterfall is criticizing Agile as a cowboy approach, meaning that they don't do comprehensive documentation. And Agile is telling them, yes, we don't believe in so much documentation. We believe in working software. Everybody is using the software, and the software is good, is working well, everybody is happy. Customers do not want to see the documentation. They want to see a software, a solution that is working, helping them solve their problem. They are not interested in documentation. And then we'll have customer collaboration over contract negotiation. They say that in waterfall environment, everything about contract documentation, they say collaborate with customers, capture requirements, capture feedback from them, understand their need is more important than this bureaucratic way of I want a contract, I want this and that. They don't want it. Responding to change is more important than following a plan. They are criticizing waterfall. You know, in waterfall, would they have a plan? There is a change in requirement, just like what happened in Better Marketplace. Immediately I said we have a change. So many of you started, we want change request. Where is the change request? That is not an agile mindset. An agile mindset will want to start understanding the benefits of the change. So many of you did not even want to understand what will stand to benefit from the change. When we say we are going to change our name, none of you want to understand. So many of you, just where is the change request? We want the change request. We want the change request. You are not thinking like an agile professional. Agile professionals, okay, these people are changing. What is the value? What are we going to, the benefit of this change? You see, that is, but so many people who are waterfall evangelists, the first thing is we want the change request. We want the new budget. We want this. That is not how you think if you are an agile evangelist. So responding to change is better than following a plan. So that is what they are talking about here. If you want to be an agile evangelist. So 12 agile principles. You say, satisfy the customer. You must satisfy the customer to rule the market. Make sure the customers are happy. You know, you must continuously deliver value to the market. Customers must always see value from what they are buying. Value. And that's why you see ESD, I took my time to address what we call value in our platform. Where some people are saying that it's a waste of money, meaning that they don't see value again. And that's why I say, okay, let us do a comparative analysis of what value is here. This is what we are bringing to the market, to you people. Compared to what is in the market, what is value here? So customers must always be happy by giving them value for money. So once they are seeing value for money, they will be happy. Welcome changing requirements. It's important. Changes is part of life. They are bringing, the stakeholders want a change for a reason. Have this open mind. Don't just immediately you see change, you see it as these people has come again. No, change is for a reason. So, and even if you are at the end of the closure of your project and they are bringing a change, have welcome change. So even late in the development, agile process harness changes for the customer's competitive advantage. Okay, deliver working solution frequently. So keep on giving people solution that is working. Keep on adding features that is working than following a plan or documented. No, it must be working. Another one is working together. You must learn how to work as a team. That is what this is saying. Working as a team, brainstorming, that is only way. As a project team, you are one. You have to work, and that's the only way you can get the best out of. And everybody takes the credit and everybody takes the blame. Okay. Build product around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need. Support and trust. So the team must be supported where trust is the order of the day. Everybody, once they feel trusted, give them this benefit of doubt. They can do it. That is delegated authority. Let them do it. You cannot just ask them to do it. You have confidence in them. You recruited them will do it. And you are not just allowing them to do it. So you must show them, give them the support and trust them to do the job. And again, face-to-face conversation. They are talking about face-to-face conversation. The most effective and efficient method of conveying information to and within the development is face-to-face conversation. That's why we are talking about daily stand-up. The team must come together to have a face-to-face conversation. And that's why I'm telling you people that wherever we are here, put on your camera. When I'm talking to you and I'm just seeing a picture, that has cut off the communication between me and you. The connection has gone. But once you are seeing me, like as I'm talking now, most of you prefer to see me talking, that I'm just talking and you are not seeing me. You don't feel the connection. That's why I keep on telling you, try to practice it. When you are talking to someone, eyeball to eyeball, you see the connection. And you see those times when we are growing up, there's one guy that used to teach us how to pursue women. He said the only way is when you are trying to talk to her, look into her eyes. Make sure you are looking into her eyeball. And so many of us have tried it. You see women, once you are looking into their eyeball, they start melting. And before you know it, you strike. So that is the eye contact. It's very, very important. So, but once they start, you see people, they start hiding, not putting their cameras. They are shy people. This kind of people, if you get them, look into their eyeball. So that is what Agile saying. That Agile has tested all these things and said that all these things are working. So when the team are there, everybody is calm. You're looking, so you see the bonding. They've bonded so much, and that's how they become one other's keeper. Okay, I'm not the one that said it, so it's Agile that said, not me. So for some of you, I said Mr. Charles has come again. Agile say here face-to-face conversation. Then Working solutions are the primary measure of progress. No matter the amount of documentation, how beautiful your slide is, how you customize your slide and you build it, no, it must be working. Yeah, good documentation is good. We are not saying that it's not good, but after that good documentation, make sure that the solution is working. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsor, the developers, and users should be able to maintain a constant pace. So, meaning that sustainable development means if the team decide to work on 2-week sprints, that is sustainable. Make sure that you sustain that 2-week sprint. Don't tomorrow you say we are tired of 2-week sprint. We are moving to 3-week sprint. Next tomorrow you say, okay, no, we're now using 1-month sprint. How then are you going to measure the team capacity? You cannot, because the time period is no longer sustainable. You can, it's very difficult to different varies. It varies. So it's trying to tell you maintain a pace and use that pace so that you can use it historically to measure your progress. Technical excellence. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. So you must continue. This one is self-explanatory. Technical excellence. And then simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work done. Simplicity, Agile do not believe in so much talk. That's why if you are going to, when you start a business analysis, you see user story is a very simple statement. It cannot be more than 3 statements. If you want to talk about this particular feature as a user story, it cannot be more than 3 statements. I want to do this so that I can get this value in a very simple statement. Self-organizing team. The best architecture, requirement, and design emerges from self-organizing team. Self-organizing team, and these are a team of cross-functional people. You leave them to work as a team, self-organizing, give them that autonomy to work. Autonomy is important. Give them autonomy to work. And you see, that's why you have a team. You see what I created so many groups. I created so many groups here and empower each group with a team lead. Be on your own. Try to work. You see, I don't interfere so much because I will come here and teach. I want you to go in your group. Try to be yourself because you are not going to stick with me. We are training you to go and build your own tent and become your own boss. If I'm always within every team, monitoring, doing this, we call it micromanaging all of you, you are going to be weaklings in the industry, and this is not what I want. You should be able to survive without me. So, self-organizing people, if you have a team, give them that autonomy. Let them mature. At a regular interval, the team reflects on how to become better and then adjust. Meaning that's what we call retrospective, lesson learned. Let us have to have this retrospective where we have to come to reflect on what we've done right and what we didn't do, and then readjust to make sure that things we didn't do well, we are getting it this time around. That is what called 12 agile principle. If you can do all these things, if you can follow these 4 values and 4 principles, apply it in your workplace and see the improvement. So we have other, in this cheat sheet, we have 4 Scrum rules. We already talked about it. And Scrum team is regarded as a role because they are one body. So that's Scrum team. And if this team is 10 people or fewer people, you cannot be more than 10. And that's what they are saying. Agile do not like noisy environment. They believe that when the team are very small, portable, they can do much. And that's why when so many of you are telling me, we don't have a team, you see a team that is up to, let's say, 50, and 20 people attended a meeting. They came to report that they have a risk of team members not up. Team members, we already have 20 people, and we are complaining. That is even too much if you need to deliver. So Agile is saying everything must be 10. If it's more than 10, then it's, you are no longer working in Agile environment. Then this is product owner. We've talked about product owner. He is the single decision maker who is responsible for prioritizing of backlog and maximizing value. Remember that he maximizes value. That is his product owner. So if you are writing your Scrum masters, they might ask you this. Maximizing value is one of the main duty of product owner. Yes, other people are part of the but the main purpose, he is the main person driving this value. That's his role. Then develop a cross-functional team of 3 to 9 people who plan, adapt, and hold each other accountable. So it must be between 9 to 10, 3 to 9 people, plus the Scrum Master. That is 10. And then Scrum Master, a true leader who serves, coaches, and support the Scrum team, product owner, and organization to adapt to Scrum as defined in the Scrum Guide. So that is the 4 rules we have here. And then we'll have Scrum events. Under this event, we'll have sprints. We'll have sprint planning. This sprint is the fixed length event up to 1 month. We've talked about it already. It's up to 1 month and is a minimum of 1 week. So this is how it's done. Every sprint should be the same length. You cannot start 2 and then change to 3 weeks after working for 2 weeks. The next sprint begins immediately after the last one ends. No break. The sprint is the container for which the Scrum, for other Scrum events. So everything that is happening is revolving around this sprint. That is the sprint. So why everything is revolving, it starts from planning this sprint. You plan the sprint. The purpose is to understand why the sprint is valuable, what prioritized item the team will work on, and how the team will accomplish it. So that is the purpose, to understand what we work on and how to accomplish that work item selected. So the Scrum team, they are responsible for planning and executing their work item. So they plan the work with the goal of completing the work together. The sprint goal, selected backlog, they are all what we call sprint backlog. Every sprint must have a sprint goal. You must have a goal. So the goal and the selected item, we'll call it sprint backlog. Then daily Scrum. Daily Scrum is to inspect progress towards the sprint goal, coordinate effort, and adapt to plan. So you must have to inspect what is going on to make sure that the team is in order. The team is not deviating from the plan. So it's like a risk management, risk meeting conducted every day. The daily Scrum is for developers to improve communication and decision making. The format can vary, but the focus is hitting the sprint goal. It's a 15-minute meeting and cannot be more than 15 minutes. Then we'll have review. Review is to demonstrate what we've done to the stakeholders. There must be result from the sprint. You must show results. And then you must get organized before you start presenting or demonstrate. So it must be planned. It must be planned. And equally, you must capture feedback from the stakeholders. And then we'll have retrospective. Retrospective allows the team to reflect and adapt. The reflection is to look at the house, what have we done well and what have we not done well. And during that time, everybody has the opportunity to pour out their soul. And nobody is going to use it against them. No blame. The main purpose is to use root cause analysis to clean the house. If there is a problem, you apply root cause analysis to make sure that every problem is resolved as soon as possible. So this brings us to the end of Agile Scrum approach. There's another thing in called a Kanban within the Agile. So it's always been combined with Scrum. Kanban is an Agile methodology that focuses on visualization, visualizing the workflow, limiting work in progress, and continuous delivery. Kanban uses a Kanban board with column representing different stages of work and card representing individual tasks or user stories, allowing team to visualize work, identify bottleneck, and optimize flow. The benefit is that the benefits of Agile methodology, these are the key benefits: flexibility and adaptability to change, early and frequent delivery of valuable product increments, enhances collaboration and communication among team members and stakeholders, improves transparency, visibility, and stakeholder engagement, greater focus on customer satisfaction, and value delivery. So Agile is wonderful. So I know some of you will say, why am I promoting Agile? Well, I'm an Agile evangelist. Challenges of agile methodology requires a cultural shift and mindset of change within the organization. Like I said, mindset of change, which some of you, I'm calling on some of you to start wearing agile mindset, an agile cap. Unlike Mr. Isaac is always telling us wearing PMP cap. I don't know if Isaac is here. We are now calling on everybody to wear agile mindset and agile cap instead of PMP. So that is it. And it requires active involvement and commitment to provide timely feedback. Can be challenging to scale agile practice to large or complex projects. So but in a situation like this, we use what we call skilled agile. Skilled agile. So conclusion, agile project methodology offer flexible and adaptive approach to project management, enabling team to deliver high quality outcome in a dynamic and uncertain environment. Uncertain. Can you see what I mean? Uncertain environment. Dynamic and uncertain environment. And that's what I told you about projects in a complex environment. Uncertainty, that is complexity. Complex environment. By embracing agile principle practice, organizations can increase project success rates, improve stakeholder satisfaction, and respond effectively to changing market conditions and customers' need. Okay. Resources here, Scrum Guide, scrum.org. If you go there, we see a lot of resources. Okay, let's jump into waterfall. Sorry guys, the meeting is going to be a bit long, but bear with me. We need to deliver this because we need to move faster. So waterfall. The purpose of waterfall, you see the design of waterfall. You see, like when it's raining, water is falling from the roof. That's where you get the name. So waterfall, you see from waterfall, everything must be done like this. First, you have to finish analysis before you start design. You have to finish design before you start implementation. Everything must be organized and planned. You have to follow it that way. You cannot break the chain. Then implementation. After implementation, you do testing. After testing, you do maintenance, and that is how it's going. That is the plan. And you have to follow the plan. It's rigid. Okay, waterfall is a sequential project management approach that divides sequential, just like you see it, sequential. So it's a sequential project management approach that divides the project's life cycle into distinct stages. So see the life cycle into distinct phases, with each phase completed before moving onto the next stage. The phases typically include requirement gathering, design, implementation, testing, and deployment, and then maintenance. And each phase relies on deliverables produced in the previous phase. You guys can see that what we are using is waterfall. For those who might crucify me and saying that I'm an agile environment, you can see even in our projects, we are using waterfall. So it depends on the kind of projects we want to deliver. At times we require to decide. If you are building a very simple project, there is no need of involving agile. You can use waterfall, plan it. Like if you want to build a house, which is very simple. House building is one of the simplest things you can do. So you can use the house, just waterfall, back. You just finish the house and that's it. But if you are building a complex solution like software, you better stick to agile. So key phases of waterfall methodology, we have requirement gathering and analysis. In this requirement gathering phase, projects stakeholders define and document project objectives, scope, and requirements. The requirements are typically gathered through interview, workshop, and documentation review, and serves as the foundation for subsequent project phase. That is what we've done. That's what we are using. So then design. In the design phase, the project team develop detailed design specification and architectural plan based on the requirements gathered in the previous phase. The design phase often include activities such as system architecture design, user interface design, and database design. So at this point, we capture what we call it technical requirement. And this one, we can equally call it product backlog, you know. So, but once we are working in agile environments, most of the time, if you want to stick with the agile, we call it, if we are combining, because for me, it can be combined. I've seen so many companies combining waterfall and agile. They bring the best in waterfall and they bring the best in agile. They combine it together. That is hybrid approach, and it's called agile. So that is what we are doing. We are bringing the best in waterfall and the best in agile, merging it together. So implementation stage. In the implementation phase, the project team translate the design specification into actionable code or tangible deliverable. The implementation phase involves coding, programming, configuration, customization, and integration of software components and systems. And after the implementation, testing. In the testing phase, the project team verify and validate the functionality, performance, and quality of the project deliverable. Testing activities may include unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing, and regressional testing. Some of all these things are some of the things we are going to do in business analysis. Most of these terminologies we are mentioning here. So, because these are some of the deliverables business analysts are going to be dealing with. Then deployment. In the deployment phase, the project team releases completed project deliverable to end users or customers and transition the project from development to production. So once we finish, we will deploy from the dev environment, that development environment, to production environment, where the people can start using them. Development activity may include installation, configuration, training, and user support. And then maintenance. In the maintenance phase, project team provide ongoing support, maintenance, and enhancement to the project delivery to address issues, bugs, and change requests reported by the user. Maintenance activities may include bug fixtures, patches, updates, and enhancement to improve the product performance and reliability. Agile waterfall has been in the existence for a long time, and it comes with a lot of values as well. We're not condemning it, but out of two things, you can see what is working maybe within this period of time. In this century we are now, Agile is taking a lead because the customer appetite is a bit corrupt, that customers, it's difficult to meet with the customer appetite. The appetite is too high. They can change, navigate. You can't trust customers these days. So you need something that can adapt to their volatile appetite. So these are the benefits. Creates clear and structured project progression through predefined phases, is well planned. But Agile said that working software is better than following a plan. Well-defined requirements and deliverable at each phase, suitable for projects with stable and predictable requirements. It says suitable for predictable and stable, not uncertain project with uncertainty or complex environment. Easy to understand and manage for stakeholders unfamiliar with agile practice. Agile practice can be difficult, but once you get to understand it, it's not that so difficult. Challenges of waterfall methodology: limited flexibility to accommodate changing requirement and priority. Yeah, it's not saying that, but it's limited. And it takes time. There's a lot of bottleneck. There's a lot of approval before a change can take place. Just like this, our marketplace. If you are working in a large organization like Google, if there is a change of name in Google, it's going to take time to get all the necessary approval. So it's taking time, not because everything happened in a very short while. So limited stakeholder involvement and feedback until late in the project lifecycle. High risk of project failure if requirements are misunderstood or misinterpreted. Difficulty in adapting to unexpected changes or challenges during project execution. These are some of the challenges we face while working on waterfall environment. But I'm not saying waterfall is a very good, because almost everybody is working on waterfall, even up to date. The waterfall methodology offers a structured and sequential approach to project management, suitable for projects with stable and well understood requirements. While the waterfall methodology provides clarity and predictability in project progression, it may lack the flexibility and adaptability to address rapidly changing business environment and evolving customer needs. So that is the worries of business leaders about waterfall. Lacking the flexibility, this last statement is the problem. That is the worries the business leaders are having about adapting or continual using of, lacking the flexibility. You see, changing business environment and involving customer need. Customers these days are terrible, and to make sure you capture them, you have to find a way to navigate following them. So that is customers. Customers need, the appetite keeps changing all the time. When you think you are holding them, they are becoming so slippery. So find a way to address that, and that is Agile that is doing that very well. Then this brings us to Prince 2 methodology. So guys, you know that every day is not as long as today, but you have to bear with me. You have to finish this. So to have Prince 2, Prince 2 is project in controlled environment. Controlled environment is a structured project management methodology developed by the UK government to provide a common framework for managing projects effectively. Those days, like around in 2007, when we came to UK, this is the most prominent project management approach. Everywhere is Prince 2, Prince 2, Prince 2. So, but today, the vibes has gone with this, diminished so much that Agile has consumed everybody. So, Prince 2 is based on 7 principles, team and processes that guide project planning, execution, and control throughout the project's life cycle. And you see, these people are very smart. You know, they are beginning to craft Prince 2 to reflect Agile methodology and equally capture waterfall very well. So let's look at key principles of Prince 2. Continued business justification. What does that mean? The project must continue to be viable, meaning that as long as the project is viable, you cannot continue if the project is no longer viable. Unlike waterfall, which this is the plan, we must follow the plan. And Agile, so this is a bit tricky, you know, they must make sure that it's viable, meaning that the company must always be benefiting. So it means that whoever is in charge, you have to continuously to look at the viability of the project at every time. Prince 2 must have a valid business case. So you see, the business case must be valid. That what does it mean valid? It means that it must continue to be viable. Business case is all about viability, justifying the reason why the project must continue, why the project must start, and why. As long as Prince 2 is concerned, the business case must always justify that. You know, you must have to be looking at the cost-benefit analysis all the time. That's what it means, cost-benefit analysis. So that the investment is justified. You know, all the resources and effort is justified. The business case outlines the expected benefits, costs, and risk and return associated with that project. If the project is not justified, you're on your own. And if the project goes wrong, because this is a so most of the people here managing government projects, that's why so many people here in UK managing government projects, they have to work on Prince 2. Why? If the project goes wrong, it's government project and it goes wrong, by the time they are going to do review and they find out that at some point you find out that this project is no longer viable. Why did you continue? You find yourself, you started wearing your jail clothes, so you're going to prison because the Prince 2 stated that it must be continue. We must continue to see the viability of the project. Like if you continue to push money on a cross-rail project, and the cross-rail have, over time, you say that the cross-rail is no longer viable, and you continue. According to Prince 2, no. Once the cross-rail project is no longer viable, it needs to stop. So, learn from experience. Prince 2 encourage project to learn from experience. That is a lesson learned, and learn from the past projects, both success, failure, and apply lesson learned to improve. So that's why here in UK, once we are in most of more, especially public sector projects, they don't joke with lesson learned meeting or lesson learned document. It's a very important document that needs to be archived by the project management office. Very, very important, because this is a government framework. If anything goes wrong, you are managing government projects, and government, this is a government approved project methodology, you have to apply it. So define roles and responsibilities. That is where we must always use RACI metrics. You know, RACI metrics is very, very important, where everybody must know their roles and responsibilities. It's clear. So Prince 2 define roles and responsibilities for project stakeholders, including project board, project managers, team members, and project support rules, ensuring accountability and ownership. Accountability. You know, everything with government, you must to say who is accountable, because if anything goes wrong, they want somebody to, you know, take the penalty. Somebody must go to jail. That is it, if something goes wrong. Manage by stage. Prince 2 divide project lifecycle into manageable stage, known as managed stages. We define project objective, deliverable, and review point. Each stage must be planned, monitored, and controlled to ensure progress and quality. This quality is you must show that it's continue justify the any £1 or paid or added in, you must justify it. You know, number 5, managed by exception. Prince 2 empower project managers to make a day-to-day decision within the predefined tolerance, but requires escalation to higher authority if tolerance are exceeded or issue arise that cannot be resolved within the project manager. So in Prince 2, there is need for escalation. So that's why is in Prince 2, as a project manager, they state the limit of, you know, where the escalation comes in, and you must make sure that it's escalated to the senior project managers or the program managers if there is need for that. So that is meant by exception. Focus on products. Prince 2 emphasizes the importance of defining and managing project deliverable known as products. Throughout the project lifecycle, product must be defined, approved, and delivered according to the predefined quality criteria and standard. Tailor to suit project environment. Prince 2 is adaptable and scalable, allowing organizations to tailor its principle, PIN, and process to suit the specific need and complexity and context of individual projects. So every project can be tailored to suit the project. It's a bit customizable. Then we have teams. Teams are some of the main elements that must be looked into while delivering the project. Number one is business case. This business case is making sure that the project is always viable. Ensure that the project remains aligned with organizational objectives and deliver value to stake. If it's no longer delivering value, expected value, there's a stated value, it must always deliver the value. Then organization, it must be organized, defining clear role, responsibilities, and reporting structure for project stakeholders. Then we have quality, establish quality criteria, standard, and process to ensure that the project deliverable meets stakeholders' expectations. So there is that's why here in UK, quality control is very, very important. They don't play with quality control here in UK. It's very, very important. Every organization you have quality control, quality control assurance. They're always in demand because organizations, more especially public sectors, is like a standard. They must have it. Not just in the organization, but every project must have at least some quality control specialists attached to those projects. Plan. Develop comprehensive plan to guide project execution, monitoring, and control. You must have a valid project plan for every project. Then risk, identifying, assessing, and mitigating project risk to minimize the impact on project objectives. Change, managing changes to project scope, requirement, and deliverable to ensure alignment with stakeholders' need and expectation. And then progress, monitoring and reporting project progress against baseline, schedule, budget, and quality criteria. That is, you must report status, project status update we are doing. It's a compulsory. Okay, process of Prince 2. Starting up a project. Initiating the project, defining its goals, its objective, scope, and approach, and appointing the project management team. Directing a project, providing oversight and governance for the project, including authorizing project initiation, approving stage plan, and monitoring project progress. Initiating a project, establishing detailed project plan, including the business case, project management approach, and project initiation document. Controlling a stage, monitoring and controlling project progress, managing issues and risks, and reviewing project performance against planned objectives. Managing project deliverable. Managing the project and delivery of project product according to the predefined quality criteria and standard. Managing boundaries, reviewing project progress, updating plan, and obtaining approval to proceed to the next management stage. Closing a project, formalizing project closure, reviewing project outcome, and capturing lesson learned and handling over project deliverable to stakeholders. So you can see that Prince 2 is more like it has more regulatory, more stiff environment. because of the government. You see, everything here is a bit stiff and flexible. At times you see it become flexible, but the main thing with Prince 2 and most important thing with Prince 2 is that everything here is to make sure that the project is viable at all times. So that after managing a project in Prince 2 and you say that the project, you have a project failure, that's why you must have limited project failure. The project must be a success and must deliver value all the time once we are in Prince 2. And that's why government sat down to craft this Prince 2 to make sure that there is always value for money. So that project team, here you see project managers, they are very, very careful, more especially if you are working within public sector. Although this stiffness is beginning to, reduce, unlike when this Prince 2 was introduced officially. A lot of government projects now are being done in agile environment. Some government units beginning to adopt agile approach these days, and Prince 2 is no longer so popular as it used to be in the UK those days, but it's still there. They still use it and they still value it so much. So benefits of Prince 2 methodology: provide a common framework and language. Rufus and Ifeanyi, I think you guys, if the noise is coming from your end, you should put yourself on mute. If you don't know, please put yourself on mute. We're almost done. So let's look at the benefit of Prince 2. Provide a common framework and language for managing project effectively. Emphasizes continuous business justification and stakeholder engagement. Promote clear rules, responsibilities, and accountability for project stakeholders. Flexible and adaptable to suit various project type, size, and context. Encourage learning from past projects and applying lessons learned to improve project outcome. Challenges of Prince 2 requires formal documentation and governance process, which can be time-consuming and bureaucratic. That is, this bureaucratic nature, anything with government, because it's a government-owned framework, comes with a lot of bureaucracy. That has been the challenge, major challenges. You continue to document and get, before you finish the documentation, you even get tired. May not be suitable for projects with high uncertainty and rapid changing requirements like software development. Relies heavily on upfront planning and may struggle to accommodate evolving project needs and priorities. Require training and certification for project managers and team members to effectively implement. So that's why in Prince 2, if you must call yourself a project manager, you must be Prince 2 certified. And that's the problem we have now. Like so many government section, even if you look the job available, some of their requirements, you must have Prince 2 because this is government project and it must be regulated within government approved projects. So some of the requirements is that you must have a Prince 2. So many of them, like some of these local governments, and so before you can get, like, you can become a project coordinator, project planner, project this, but for you to be called a project manager in some area like local government and things like that, minister of this and minister of that, you must have Prince 2. You know, that is the main drawback in Prince 2. Conclusion, Prince 2 offers a structured and process-based approach to project management, providing organizations with a flexible and adaptable framework for managing projects effectively. By embracing Prince 2 principle, teams and process organization can improve project governance, stakeholder engagement, and project success rates, ultimately delivering value to stakeholders and achieving project objectives. So that's Prince 2. Prince 2 is a bit mixed up with agile, meaning that it's continuing to deliver value. If it's no longer value driven, then the project can be suspended. So that is Prince 2 for you, and it's still in use in UK, you know, although it's no longer popular the way it used to be. It was used to be extremely popular, but agile is taking over. I have to be honest with you, you know, because mainly where Prince 2 is popular is in government sector. But how many governments will have millions of private owned companies, you know, and they dominate the market. So government project is highly limited compared to startups all over everywhere that are using agile project management. So that is where we are coming to an end for tonight. And like I said, I'm an agile evangelist equally, but I'm not looking down on any other methodology. So to finally nail it, I said that's the assignment I want to give you. Download, I've shared it already in your platform. If you are so tired to go to scrum.org to download a Scrum guide, it's already in the WhatsApp forum. All you need to do is open it from there and read it up. So within one day, in 14 pages, you've already finished it, and that's it. And if any of all this you want to go for certification, there's certification for all of them, Prince 2 certification, and yeah, if you want agile, or if you want to general like PMP and the rest of them, good. But some of all of them captures, like even PMP, they are equally going to address other project management approaches. So thank you for your patience. Like I said, today is a special day, and I want to say sorry for the time, but we have to do it because we need to be faster than we are, so that I want us to quickly start a business analysis, because there are so many of us who really want to major in business analysis. And if you have been staying for a long time and it's not happening, it can be frustrating. That's why I want us to move faster this year, so we'll know that this year is about business analysis. We devoted a lot of time in project management throughout last year to this year. So all of us here are good project managers already. And to that effect, the next thing is going to get a good CV template that we can use to start applying for your first project manager role. Hopefully, we'll start seeing more testimonies. And yeah, I know once you started applying for project manager, like project coordinator, and things like that, so many of us are start getting jobs. Even some of us who got proper project manager job, you know. So once we start applying, you see more job offers will start flowing in our platform. So that's it. So if you have any questions, um, don't hesitate to raise your hand. I can talk about it. Or if you don't, then we'll bring the lesson for tonight to an end. And Elizabeth is raising her hand, so be fast. So
Okay, I just wanted to know what's the difference between a tester, a quality assurance person, and a quality control person. I want to know the difference.
a tester,
Yeah, quality assurance and then quality control.
quality
What?
assurance and quality control is still the same thing.
Okay, so what's the difference between that and a tester?
Anybody can be a tester. They equally provide, they equally do testing. They conduct testing. That is their job, to make sure that the product, the outcome, the final outcome is within the acceptable criteria. They set a criteria for every deliverable. And every deliverable must be tested against um, the standard set, predefined standard set. So that is the main purpose of testing. So we are testing against a benchmark. That is what they are doing. We have once we have a requirement, every requirement must have acceptable criteria, acceptance criteria. That acceptance criteria, if the requirement, if the final outcome does not meet the acceptance criteria, then it cannot be accepted. And that is their job. That is the job of quality assurance. You know, that is
But
their
that's what
job.
the tester
But
does
in a
too.
situation where we don't have quality assurance, the business analyst can do it. You know, like if you go back, we treated this very much when we did a quality assurance. We devoted a lot of time. You go back to that video and rewatch it again.
Yes, I hear you, but that's also the work of a tester because a tester will test what has been
That's
produced.
what I'm telling you, that there is nothing like a tester. There is no rule that's called a tester.
Okay,
Is the quality assurance is the tester.
okay, okay.
And that testing, a business analyst can do it as well. There's nothing like called tester. Tester is just a nickname. The real name is quality assurance personnel or
Okay,
analyst or
okay.
quality control analyst. There is nothing like tester.
All
Tester
right,
is just a nickname.
gotcha. Okay. I wanted to ask one more question. Okay, so in the slide what you gave what you were reading out, I didn't exactly see. I know you said it with your mouth, but I didn't see the timing for the retrospective, the sprint planning, and also the review. I didn't see the time
The time
on the notes. Yes.
is there on the cheat sheet. You go to the cheat sheet, everything is captured in the cheat sheet.
So I'm talking about the review. I saw the cheat sheet as well. I saw 15 minutes for sprint review, and I saw like some few minutes for review. But I didn't see the hours you mentioned. Remember, you mentioned some hours, 2 hours or so, and all that. So I'm just asking. How
If
come
you
I
if
didn't
you
see
if
them there?
you if you if you go to Scrum Guide, everything is there. You see it. The Scrum
Oh,
Guide is part of the project, the course resources. So that's why I've recommended it for you to go and read.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, Asoba,
Yes, good evening, Mr. Charles.
good
Yeah, I
evening.
don't want to take I don't want to take much of our time. I don't know if I can private chat you. I just want to ask some questions
Ask your question
in
here so that
regards.
others will benefit.
Okay. I've I've actually been certified as a Scrum Master last year. I took the Scrum Master course and um I did the certification and I passed the exam and I so after I did that, I have been, you know, putting out my stuff for job and I've not really been getting and the thing I've always been having this encounter, I've been having this challenge that um because agile Scrum Master is not popular in Nigeria. I actually wanted to work remotely, but there's this wall that I've been facing that Agile is not popular in Nigeria and um, companies even outside the country they don't really take Nigerians like that. And I spent so much that last year to get the certification and the training, and so I was kind of discouraged, and that was even one of the reasons why I took this project management. So because there were people who were suggesting project management for me, so I said, let me ask you,
Project
since you
management.
are
So you mean that Scrum is no longer a project management? The challenges you are facing is because there is no experience in your CV. You don't have any
yeah,
experience.
how do I get the experience when I am not?
That's why we have this boot camp, why you have a work placement to help you bridge the gap you have in your CV because there's a vacuum in your CV which is hindering you. You, we all know like now. I've been a hiring manager. If you come and tell me that you are a Scrum Master and no work experience, I know you can read up. Is it not a yes or no, true or false? You do not. Scrum is beyond that certification because it's complex environment. It's beyond
Yeah,
you just writing, go there and say yes or no and come out, cram everything and come out. It's good to have it. That shows that the enthusiasm, at least you have the knowledge, but you don't have the experience. So
yeah.
their problem is lack of experience. It's nothing else.
Okay, okay, sir. And secondly, do I also have to have safe Scrum before having an headway? Because I have been seeing some on
I've
LinkedIn
told
too.
you your problem. I've equally told you that I have so many people working as Scrum Masters without having certifications. Didn't I say
Okay.
that?
Yeah, you said that.
So if you have in your CV, you documented extensively how you use Scrum to do your work in so many areas, organization, and you're applying, they will give it to you based on experience. I'm not against any certification. It's good. If you have the money for Scale Agile, you can go for Scale Agile. But experience is number one. Nobody is ready to hire a greenhorn and then trust project resources onto your hand to go and mess them up for them.
Yes, sir. I get your point very well that the experience is very much needed. But the challenge is, how do we get the experience when they are not giving us the opportunity to even
That is
be able?
why is it now the reason you came here?
We have not, we are not doing daily Scrum here. I mean,
You
daily
will do
stand
it,
up.
you will do it. with the time, have we finished the boot camp? You want to get
Okay.
everything in one day?
No, sir.
You want
No,
to
sir.
become
Okay.
that is, so many of us are so impatient. And that is one problem we are facing. You don't want to bend down and do the right thing. All of us are looking for windows, cutting corners, and you come and start complaining. You've got where they say they are going to give you the work experience. You are not impatient, you are not patient enough to bend down and get the work experience because you run to go and get the Scrum Master certification. And do you think you don't know that the people in the industry that are going to hire you have more experience than you? They know all the shortcuts. Like I am now. I've been here for a long. And if you are, when I see a CV, it doesn't impress me. You have all this certification. That's what we will laugh over it all the time.
Okay, sir.
So we'll see
Thank you.
CV, we'll see certify, 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 certify. You call at times, okay, let's just call this person. You call the person, you tell the person, okay, give us a scenario where you have started, I'm satisfied this. That is all their strengths. I'm satisfied this. I'm satisfied that. It doesn't work anymore.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, Elizabeth,
Sorry, sir, I want to circle back. It's based on what you told the last speaker. Sir, when you say that there are people that don't need certification, I think for some reason I think that applies mostly to the UK part of the world because the other part of the world, like Nigeria, like the US, and most of these jobs, you see them, they'll be asking you for certifications. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because when you say that we don't need those certifications, Nigerians are
is
all about certifications most of the
of
time.
course, we know we are not counting Nigeria because that's why there is no job in Nigeria. It's a failed economy. When we
Even
are,
in
when we
America
are
as
talking
well.
about economy, we're talking about strong economies like we know strong economy. In a comparative analysis, you don't need to bring Nigeria. That is the problem we want to solve. So if you are talking about US, Japan, we have a student, one of my students here. She got a job immediately after this boot camp. She got a job. She's still a second year. Then she was a second year student of University of U, and she got a good job for one Japanese company. She did that job for 6 months. Good pay, $40 an hour, 9 hours a day. She's not a graduate. She doesn't have any certificate, but she documented her CV very well, captured good portfolios in her Upwork, and she packages herself very well. She didn't go and start telling them, I'm this certified, I'm this, that. She doesn't even have a bachelor's degree, and she got a job. Of course, now that girl has been doing exceptionally well. And that time she was just 17 years. So, and it's not UK. She didn't get that job in UK. So if you are trying to sell yourself, don't go and start banking on your certificate. It doesn't work. I told you, well, like I said, it doesn't work. I've seen people with big certificates and they are still struggling. It's only Nigeria where we parade certificates, and that's why things are not working. Because you hire people with PhD. Now, if you go to universities, if you see the amount of people graduating from PhD classes, it's just like PhDs, like pure water these days. And all these people, the way it should be that if you are a PhD, You should be able to solve complex problem. You must have solved the complex problem in the industry where you capture that PhD. But here you see a lot of PhD. They just go and buy a thesis, submit, and they give them PhD. And they will think that industrialists do not know about all this. We know about all this. So I don't believe in certificates. If you are coming for my interview and you cannot talk to me what you can do, you are wasting your time. I'm not even looking at your certificate because this is what has been, they've done this to me. Nobody cares to look at my certificates until I change my mindset and start interview and see how I can tell them what I've done, how I did it, what I brought to table. That is what they want to see, not that I graduated from a University of Harvard, or I graduated. Yes, Harvard is good. Nobody said that it's not good. But as you graduated from Harvard, tell us what you have done, what you use, that knowledge you gather from Harvard, what have you used it to do for your previous company or roles? Where have you applied it?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Any more questions? Or are we good to go? All right. Thank you, everyone. And it's a long night, but if you are ready for, I said, if you are ready for a change, you must be ready for sacrifice. You know, you must be ready for sacrifice. You see people, they are looking for something, they will go on dry fasting. Dry fasting, they'll start fasting because they want results. That's the results they are looking for. But you see some people, they want something, they will do thorough abstinence. They won't even sleep, have sex with their partner. Total abstinence. Some will stop even drinking alcohol. Some even start smoking cigarettes. Some of the things that give them joy, you need to make sacrifice. Some of them is going to be sleepless nights, you know, spending time with like mind. They say that iron sharpeneth iron. When you find yourself in a forum like this, do you think you are going to be having this meeting all the time? A time will come when you will yearn to be in a group like this and you won't find it. Or if you see, they will ask you to pay ridiculous amount of money to join the group. So if you see it, enjoy it, explore it, get as much as you can, because it's not going to be forever. So, thank you and good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Charles.
Good night,
Good night,
Mr.
sir.
Charles.
Good night, Mr. Charles.